And welcome back to Runescape God Emissaries Episode 5. Zamorak. Except my name is Moya. Oh, it's her. I was wrong. I had to believe that I was worthless, a failure, a mistake. Such were Lucy and my father's words, and they were all I knew. Failed experiment, he claimed that thermodors were offspring of Majrud and human. I'm not sure what my father hoped for from my conception, but I was certainly not it. It was on an errand for my father that I was awakened, one that he considered worthless enough to give to me. I was willing down a missing Majrud deep within the heart of Damonium. Soldiers crushed necromancers and uncovered a secret that my father would have killed for. In the heart of Billinger, I found Bilrich, and we had much to discuss. Diminian and walked into a new world, stepping across plains in a single stride. He melted away from me, and I found myself in a world that was both wondrous and alien. One fire, mutable in state, in countless colors and designs that I lacked the words to describe. A world of chaos that defied the laws of nature. It was beautiful. In the heart of this world that I first met my lord, he did not command nor invite. He expected commanding without word or gesture. This alone was an instruction that I could not ignore. 2. Conflagration. He never instructed or taught directly. Following him was difficult for across. Must around with such ease that I had to keep up exhausted me. He moved through the fire effortlessly. Blistered and seared my skin. There were times when I nearly gave up, but I didn't. I persevered. I endured. That was the lesson. Life was not about waiting for salvation or hiding from responsibility beyond the edicts of another. It was about what I could take and what I could hold on to. In those months, I found that I could overcome each obstacle he presented to me. The realization was intoxicating. With each obstacle removed from my path, I had become stronger in both body and spirit. He taught me to turn this newfound strength onto the world around me. He was a gifted sorceress, but he showed me more. He showed me how to mold the fire to suit my needs and how to summon it when I desired its power. Through him, I learned that I was worthy. More than that, I knew that he believed everyone to be worthy if they learned to push themselves hard enough. Strength and chaos. We left the world of fire and crossed to a new world, young and primal. Into a valley and showed me the newly forming villages below. It was filled with tiny people moving about the places like ants. I watched them for days. Each day I know that same people walked the same path, same routes, simply growing older as they performed the same tasks. Turned to me just a village, and he did to the very ground tore itself asunder. Left from beneath the rock and consumed villages and homes alike. As soon as fire started, it was gone. Mike was destruction without sense, reason, or purpose. At first, I thought so. I confess to my ignorance, I was briefly horrified. Despite the upgrading my Majrud heritage, humanity may scream that this was wrong and act a sense of scrutiny. I was outraged, but he simply smiled and pointed once more to the village. People began to move out of the standard patterns, breaking free monotony and routine. A line and past containers of water from one another. Last line dousing in flames, as yet more foul leaves sprang up and began to spread order amongst the chaos. Healers appeared to tend the wounded. Suddenly the lives had meaning, and I watched in amazement, took this tragedy and turned it into the foundation of a stronger society. In chaos, I finally understood. So this is really important for understanding, like, what Zamorak's about. Because Bandos is Zamorak without purpose, basically. Chapter 4, the last lesson. He showed me countless worlds that all should the same without chaos. Life stagnates. Become complacent and do not seek to better themselves. Achievement is defined by overcoming obstacles, and obstacles are only created through chaos and strife. Through the unexpected. I had become so used to thinking myself as worthless that I too had grown complacent. Father servant and knew not how to be otherwise, but my lord should show me. Since the rule I did as I was told, to aspire as an unwilling jester, but never anything more than a pawn. Demon I found things I never anticipated, and that I had been denied. In short, I encountered chaos, and it forged me anew. Under Zamorak's guidance, I was reborn. It was more, and I was wrong. I am no servant. Yay, Zeros. Oh god, only 2 more. And then I can't get my voice. Well, actually, now that I think about it, the next quest is voiceover. Anyways, from Inkthys, Archbishop of Senesin, to the Bishops of Zeros, conflicting accounts of recent abound. I am first among all humans in the eyes of our Lord Zeros and witness to the events, and I write to you now with truth. Zamorak attacked Zeros with staff stone from another god. Zeros vanished as shadows. Zamorak, in the ultimate blasphemy, declared that Zeros was slain and that he was now a god. His minions defeated Zeros' Lord's followers and now hold the Divine Palace. So in the Palace of Nex, where Sheena is even now planning a counterattack. His Zamorak's lies, and do not despair. Remember the way of Zeros and exercise control. To yourself, then over your congregation. Zamorak and his horde have embraced chaos, and those who do so will destroy themselves before long. We must cleave to the path of Zeros, control over those below, and deference to those above. He is not dead. He will rule from the Shadow Realm until he returns to destroy the usurper. Not forsaken, I have no doubt that he was sent as a sign. From the priest king is Senesin to the commanders of the army of Zeros. Generations we have held the holy city against the armies of the usurper and the other gods. Not among the armies of this world of war, we fight without the presence of God, and yet we stand unconquered. Now facing an unprecedented threat, the massed armies of Zamorak answered. I'm going to preach this at once. During that any army the city has repulsed before, Oasis attempts to set their armies against one another have failed. I therefore decree that we are the man in the holy city, make the strongholds of Kalranger, Darik, and Gorak. In difficult transition, discipline is essential. The elderly and infirm will not be able to make the journey north. I use all necessary means to control the civilian population. God is not dead, but rules from the Shadow Realm. Citizens follow as part of his plan. Forsaking us and soon send us a sign. Let me return Matriarch of Gorak to the people of the last enclave. Rejoice, brothers and sisters. You have as true ally the wisest journeys from the south to confirm it. The war of the gods is over. Guthix got a balance. Vulcan and cast other gods from Gillenher. Now only 100 of us, harried on every side with armies of lesser gods and forced to keep our faith sacred. Despite these things, we have prevailed. The god wars are over, and we're still those in Gillenher who worship Zeros. You not see while those gods exhaust themselves in war and were banished to our lord Zeros. By this time, the Shadow Realm now can emerge and reclaim his kingdom, and we who have kept the faith will be lifted to his side. Joseph, God is coming. We are not forsaken. I eagerly await his sign. There we have Amelia of Araka, last member of the historic Order of the Empty Lord. In my life, I've taken 4 apprentices, and each has fallen into violence or disease before taking an apprentice of their own. Confined to my small bed, and I know not now it will be where I die. So my will not to fall into despair. Can it really be that I will be the last in the line reaching back to the archbishops of Senison? Can be, and it is. Yet despair is not all I feel, for I've experienced a vision from Zeros. I saw a throne room, during no direct light, only degrees of shadow. I saw no one in the throne room, and yet I knew she had great power. The throne was empty, and yet it was that emptiness that ruled my God, the empty Lord. So when the Lord has no servants, they cannot be betrayed. So return, that he will rule not as king of the palace, as an unknown power behind all things. If he needs, well, he will choose only a few powerful beings, not neither tiny remnant of his first empire, whose only virtue is having kept the faith. And peace, Zeros, and his wisdom has forsaken me. Book of the Godless. Dear Karamir, I noticed the flecks of blood in your last letter. It's fun to play this game. When I get to uncork my blood source potions, not much call for them to sleep heavily. The best is best. When I hazard, I guess that the blood's human from Master Doin. Make the score 3 to me, I believe. Anyways, Kara, some of which you will have heard. Guthix is dead, and other druids are spreading the word to towns and cities. Now with them as I'm leaving the order. It'll come as no surprise to you. I've been thinking about leaving for some time. It wrong false, why would Guthix want us to live as equal if he was above us in every conceivable way, in wisdom and morals? I always mistrust him for that, but Guthix never wanted me, us, to worship him. We're to abandon the notion of, completely so that he could retire and leave the world to mortals. Having told me that, far clearer than I had thought until then was wrong. The druid's Carol, my new address is attached when you finish your bloody tour of Kandarin. Come see me, I have a proposal, and I wonder if you'd be interested in pursuing it. Safe as grass, Behin. Behin, yep, you guessed right. She was from Western Jordan. Not sure you get the victory, though, as your details was a little vague. She made an American spy, missing an arm when she died. Sure, I heard about Guthix, or not too. The Zamorak monks to the west keep claiming the kill, so they slipped a knife to him side personally. Of course, the monks say that Guthix's gone, cast reigns of the world to Zamorak, etc. Glad to hear you moved on from the druids. They were bound to check you out for your blood potions and portal magics anyhow. As to keep your reputation this way. Whatever the reputation is, old, gruff, and verging and crazy. You may your dress not for a while anyway. Do you mind sending me your proposal in a letter? Be safe as long as you threaten the courier a little, and I'll dispatch his letter quick and unread. Developing an entourage, one person counts. You said I should travel with others, so I'm with a demon called Ux. Don't worry, he's not traditional horns, a brimstone type. You're from the demon pact and plans to take arms against Zeros and Zamorak. Thought you might interest you. Maria. You mean good grief, a demon? I always wanted to know about the infernal demon mentions and how Zeros got them to sign his pact. Am I using the demon's love of contracts against them? I was writing my proposal letter. That's against my better judgment to sign it like this, but the post will hide in his face, and once you write your name in the envelope, you know what would happen if it were relayed. So to my proposal, I apologize for the bombast. It's a fantastic opportunity to be self-important. So Gilner is for mortals, it is not for gods, since I can find no peace. Even though it is for the elder gods, but you know. Let on us, gods being war, no more war, no our war. More alone that can find peace as long as they share common ground. Common ground is a difference against gods, is it? When I gather like-minded people, I want to gather those who have a shred of doubt when they pray. Feel took a fear that the gods are returning, who question the right gods to rule. I want to gather these people and form an alliance, changing the minds of the populace, standing firm. Against gods. I want the gods to be faced with the world resistance, and I want them to leave. Would you help me do that? What do you think? That's it right with you? I was considering the Antitheus as the name. Bien. That's just about the worst name I've ever heard. Let's call him the Godless for pity's sake. Solomon, come in. Nobody's gonna misunderstand your names. I'll be with Solomon soon. Heard rumors of a portal. How much you're doing, and it gives Ox a headache. That's Zamrak. Following the crowds, and Ox will be following the headache, probably to carve out the source. It's not you. While he's sniffing about, we should meet. He lacks conviction, and it'll sound weak to people you're addressing, and they won't buy it. Change people's minds when the gods themselves are fallible. That's tight, so we know that the gods are vulnerable. We'll take the advantage of that. Here's a progressive, more than most I've read anyway. You'll need protection. Your potions will do nothing more than misdirection. Time to work your portals, so my blades are yours. Can't have you getting killed over revolution, can I? Come here. Okay. But anyways, we're gonna have another 2.5 hours. Actually, no, I have another 3.5 hours. Anyways, that's gonna be for this episode, though. So, if you enjoyed this video, you know what to do. See ya.